Your Highness, I finally found you.
What you want?
I'm sorry for slipping away. Has something happened?
An express messenger just arrived from the leader of the Alliance.
Uh-oh.
Please, return to the castle at once.
Yo, don't do this, don't do this, don't do this, don't do this.
An express messenger? What in the world could Claude be after?
Claude, back up!
I am on my way. Professor, please join me.
I'm coming. I'm coming. Don't do this. Yeah, I was about to say, you're gonna ask me to save, aren't you? Claude, back up.
Part 2.
Uh-oh.
Azure Moon. Garland Moon. The Golden Deer's Plea.
Oh, shoot. Claude.
The Kingdom Army has reclaimed the Kingdom capital and plans to immediately begin restoring the country and its forces. But an unexpected request arrives from Claude, leader of the Leicester Alliance. Dimitri promptly responds to the request for aid.
He
and
does.
He rushes to prepare the Kingdom's forces.
Oh, man. They were after my boy. What happened? Talk to me.
We have received a request for aid from the Alliance.
Yep.
They are being invaded by the Empire.
Okay.
We have only just taken back Ferdiad, and yet I am already asking all of you to move out once more. Please accept my apologies for that.
Yeah, I think Dimitri's fully embraced his king role now.
That's no problem at all. More importantly, how is the Alliance faring?
Of course, that makes the most sense. If you realize Dimitri's going back home, then you need to take out the weaker army first.
House Regan has rallied the Alliance lords. They are facing the enemy with all the strength they can muster.
Yo, where's Hilda's brother, man?
We do not know how far that will get them. It seems the enemy's relentless attacks have forced them into a tough situation.
Okay.
Their defeated Gronder severely weakened the Alliance.
That's bogus.
I imagine the Empire now intends to destroy them before they can recover.
The only thing we did is take out we injured Claude. That should not cause all this.
To think they'd watch us chase their soldiers out of the Kingdom capital, then immediately go invade the Alliance. Their general is Lord Volkard von Arundel. He serves as regent to the Emperor.
Him.
He has presumably taken command after the Emperor was wounded in Gronder.
Really?
He is known for his shrewdness and excels not only in domestic affairs, but tactics as well. He is not an opponent we should take lightly. Lord Arundel.
Yep, that's also your uncle. Are you concerned?
I always suspected that Lord Arundel was behind the tragedy 9 years ago.
Really? Oh, that's why you were looking into his bookkeeping to the church and stuff.
The timing of his departure from the kingdom, the fact that he abruptly stopped making donations. Too many factors made him suspect.
And that's your mom's brother.
If Lord Arundel conspired with Cornelia, then what Kranya and the others said 5 years ago?
Kranya? What about Kranya? Did I miss something?
Well, never mind that for now. The Alliance needs our help.
Oh.
What are your thoughts?
That it wasn't, that they were responsible for the tragedy. And yeah, because that's the whole reason why I believe Edelgard in the first place.
If we turn our back on the Alliance and then dare Drew Falls, it will undoubtedly make our situation difficult further down the road.
Yeah.
We would have enemies in two directions. In the Alliance to the northeast, and in the Empire
True.
to the south.
If they take over the Alliance, then that would be troubling. Versus if we help Claude, we can have an ally.
That is true. In that scenario, we would not be able to safely march our soldiers to Enbar.
I am terribly worried about Lady Rhea, but I believe we must save the Alliance first.
Yeah.
Oh, maybe if we do this, the Alliance will help us out in return.
In theory.
We could ask them to help us attack the Empire. You know, a sneak attack or something.
While we go directly to the capital.
Annie, when did you become so devious?
Mercedes, you know your friend.
What would your mother think?
Oh, stop this.
What? It wasn't that devious.
Yeah, it's just, common tactics.
What do you think, Professor?
Sounds like a good plan to me. Let's march.
Yes, I agree.
Which, by the way, I want to clarify to everybody, when I made the joke about me being Dimitri's professor, it was only in light of I consider myself to be over the Church of Seros, and since obviously if Rhea was here, I don't think she'd be taking commands from Dimitri. I feel like we're at equal stations.
I will admit that there is something to be gained for us as well, for when we eventually march south. But far more importantly, they need us. We cannot turn our backs on them.
All right.
We will arrange to head out at once. Prepare yourselves, everyone.
Ooh, oh man, oh man, oh man, oh man, oh man. Whose birthday? Look, it better be somebody important, or we skipping. Darn it. Alright, how about Ginger?
Hey, sorry for the wait, Professor. Thank you so much.
Nope.
What a wonderful aroma.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I see.
Wow, oh come on. Alright, whoa.
You're always really stoic.
Is laugh an option? If so, I'm choosing laugh. Okay. Well, it worked.
Wow. Yeah.
Why do they always gotta interrupt me when they do their tea, man? But alright.
What a wonderful aroma. Is something wrong with my face? A bruise on my cheek? Nah, Professor, everything's fine.
Alright.
Professor, you are... Is it rude to say you're a mysterious person? Because you are. Mysterious.
That's fair. Alright.
Thank you for the treat, Professor. I'd like to do this again sometime.
More charm, please. Thank you. Alright, that'll come in handy. I need that charm. Me and him. I forgot I had my battalions. Anything new? Yes! Oh! Iron Road, the Fortress City. Oh, jeez. The Silver Maiden? The heck? And that's in the same 2 months from now. I think definitely the first one, next one I'm gonna do is Leone and Linhart. Then after that, I don't know. Sorry about that. Just wanted to make sure everything was good. Let's go. Who's in their room? Oh, I think it's the dude's room is right here, right? Yeah. So who is this? Oh, Ash. Well, first off, let's start from very tippy top. Place for Felix.
My uncle gave me some of my father's belongings.
Really?
Weapons, books. But there was something else that my old man really wanted to pass down. He wanted me to inherit his mission, ensuring that Dimitri ascends the throne. Or so I believe.
Oh, he seems... Yeah, I can tell. It's getting to Felix. It's getting to him. What are you two talking about?
So House Regan has regained its influence in the Alliance and is gathering forces. Claude always was somewhat inscrutable. It's strange somehow to hear talk of his brilliance as the leader of the Alliance.
What do you mean? Oh, because you knew him as a student? That's fair. The same could go with Dimitri.
The pro-imperialist lords who have let the Empire in have their hands tied. Houses Ordelia and Gloucester are exposed and likely caught off guard.
True.
That must mean that Claude's allies are...
I mean, all of them, but...
Geographically, it would be hard for him to commit his forces.
Right.
And logically, it wouldn't make sense for him to offer support.
Right.
Whatever the situation, Claude's military strength is lacking. And what's more, they suffered casualties at Gronder Field.
You know, this man always got an excuse. He's not showing up. Like, I gotta protect the locket.
I don't know how long the Alliance forces will be able to hold out against the Empire. We've got to move quickly, or we may be too late.
I'm glad I chose that answer. I should have known. Of course, Holden's brother's not gonna show up. Darn it.
Using the Great Bridge of Murden as a base, we'll spread out and cover as much ground as possible in our search for Her Grace.
Oh, really?
Judging by the information we've gathered, the most suspicious location is definitely the Imperial capital. The Hrim territory, whose leader is a mere puppet, and the Ire territory, whose leader was deposed and disappeared.
You don't say.
The Empire has a lot of places with suspicious happenings. It's certainly worth investigating. But it won't do to take too much time in relieving the Alliance army. Please, hurry.
I know. But Ray left me in charge. So, we go into the Alliance. Lawrence?
It seems Dimitri has become downright charitable. But I believe he is operating under a serious misapprehension.
What do you mean?
It may appear as if Claude is appealing to Dimitri for aid, but that is not what is happening here.
Is there another interpretation?
Yes, a fine example of how snap decisions based on mere appearances can lead to gross misunderstanding.
Well, I will admit, I did think for, I did imagine another possible option. I'll wait for him to finish.
Claude has asked for reinforcements from here because he knows that I am here.
Lawrence, if you don't stop!
Simply put, he is not throwing himself on Dimitri's mercy, he is throwing himself on mine. I suppose there is nothing else for it, is there? We cannot turn our backs on those in need. Let us grant him the aid he requires.
If anybody else ever questions why I want to recruit everybody, look at this. Look at this. If I had killed Lawrence back then, what would be I'd miss out on so many interesting comments that this man has to say. For me, I honestly feel like, well, anyways, like I said, I will do it, but only when we're in Edelgard's route. But for the kingdom, I'd rather have them here.
Even if we do enter Alliance territory, we're not gonna find Lady Rhea there.
We won't.
I wish we could leave Claude be and go attack the Empire.
My God! Y'all had a rank!
I suppose if we can't beat the Empire forces here, then we can't get into the Empire lands, can we?
No, we can't.
I guess that just means it's hard work time, huh, Professor?
Cyril, that was kind of cold. That was kind of cold. I keep thinking about how people said, or that video said he's the most hated character. I still don't see it, man. There's like so many other characters, unless they just mean like party members. But even so, like I would think even Leone would, well anyways, even though that's a topic for another day.
Have you considered traveling to the Empire, to the Kingdom, and then off to Alliance territory? Everyone certainly is busy. Perhaps it's not a bad thing now that I think about it.
You know, actually, I remember seeing Claude's hometown. It was a water city, right? It's all in the pursuit of peace.
Peace will be lovely. Peace will, one assumes, be considerably less perilous.
And it's starting to rain outside. Sorry if you guys hear that. Oh, I think it passed. Cool. But let's try to hurry up. Animan?
Cornelia Arnhem.
Arnhem?
That's a familiar name, yes. She once studied in the Empire.
Really?
My understanding is, shortly after I left the Empire, she did as well.
And got taken over by Nagarthan?
Unlike myself, Cornelia traveled to the kingdom. Apparently, she halted a plague and was rewarded with a quite powerful appointment. That such an outstanding researcher should fall to such depravity. Sickening, Professor, and quite sad.
Maybe she was just a normal person. She didn't transform or anything. But, who knows? Ooh, what are you two talking about?
I thought there was a chance that Cornelia had captured Lady Rhea, but it seems that is not the case.
Yeah.
Our next foe, Lord Arundel, was once a pious adherent to the Seros Creed. His contributions to the church stopped quite abruptly some time ago. I think it is likely the man knows something.
That's a good assumption.
You plan to aid Claude, do you not? Huh, I think that is absolutely marvelous. Being opposing forces at the Battle of Gronder was ill-fated.
More than you know.
It hurt to side against him.
Yeah.
I am happy that things have taken a brighter turn now.
Yeah, Flame, exactly. Exactly, it did. Because we've been in that. I still look at Flame as, you know, having experienced. You know, I should stop saying things because then I have to. Okay. What I was going to say is that I still look at Flame as having experienced the Golden Deer route, but I feel like I also have to explain that obviously I know she has no knowledge of those events. I just like looking at it like that. And it's a coincidence that she said that line when realistically she only has knowledge of the Blue Lions. But, you know, things don't always translate.
With the capital recaptured, I desire to call him Your Majesty rather than Your Highness.
Oh, yeah.
He would refuse my desire, rightfully pointing out that he has not as yet been crowned.
That's fair.
However, the day this war is ended, and the church has placed the crown upon his head.
The church? Yeah, exactly. So see, who was over the church? Moi. So who's over Demetrius? That's why I said he had no authority over me. And honestly, it's like I'm giving him a passing grade on the test. Like, hey man, congratulations. You have passed the test of being a king.
Then he will truly be our king, and I will call him Your Majesty at last. I must go hear the reports from our spies. There is something worrying me, and no, it can wait.
You mean Anselma?
I shall tell you more when our information is more concrete. I have a request. Thank you very much.
Let me see, do you have a report now? No, he doesn't. I'm gonna watch Gilbert this time. What's the Eastern Church up to? Why are you in here, Manuela?
Think. Remember the Death Knight who stabbed me 5 years ago? Of course you do. How could you forget?
Yeah, it turns out he's Mercedes' brother.
Well, it turns out he's a general in the Imperial Army, claiming victories on dozens of battlefields.
Man, I hope we get to go to that map again.
But it looks like he's not at Deirdre. Like every man in my life, he's run away from me.
Manuela, what the heck did you just say?
And he better run.
Okay.
One day I'm gonna find that guy and pay him back for what he did to me.
Nah. Actually, hold on. What is Manuela's current, Jeez, I got lost for a second. Oh, she doesn't have much. But her reason sucks, so there's no way she's gonna get Dark Spike's tea. Yeah, Manuela, no. No, stay away from him. Stay away from him. Low battery? Really? Huh. Dorothea?
Dimitri is going to Claude's aid. How great is that? It's like we've gone back to how things were 5 years ago. It's so nice.
You know, except for, what did you call her? 80? I can't remember.
Just imagine if 80 was there too.
Yep. Yep.
I suppose you can't ever really go back to the way things were in the past.
Well, not in this case. Don't worry, though.
Pardon me.
Well, I can't say don't worry. Like, Edelgard probably will. What? Judith?
I heard that Deirdre was under attack. I hope Judith is all right.
What?
She may be the hero of Daphne, but facing the might of the Empire?
Why are you worried about Judith?
I wish there was something more I could do.
Huh?
But I can only pray and hope.
That is the most random. If you're playing the Blue Lions first, you'd be like, Judith is who again? I don't even think she showed up in this route, did she? Not yet? I'm guessing Judith will be there. Ah, shoot, I gotta save her too. So, alright. My predictions then for next battle. I probably gotta protect Judith, Claude, and Hilda. If push comes to shove, if it's a general thing, well, I'm already thinking about, since it's Claude, then I'm okay with bringing my aces. Leone, Lysithea, Happy, Constance, they're all coming. And what are these two talking about?
We're still searching for Lady Rhea. No news on that, I'm afraid. Lord Arundel, the Emperor's uncle, is the regent of the Empire. If we crush them at Deirdre, maybe we'll capture him and wring some clues out of him.
Wring some clues sounds nice to me.
I was getting excited for our big Empire showdown. I spent so much time mentally preparing.
Fair.
Then we shifted focus to Deirdre. I hadn't been expecting that.
To be honest, I should have.
But, as a knight who's sworn to serve the goddess, I cannot turn a blind ear to those who seek my aid.
Oh, I never mentioned the other possibility could be that the message was fake. Claude doesn't know he's about to be attacked. But why would they do that? Then they'd be facing two armies at once. That just doesn't make sense. Unless their target was somewhere else.
What do you think? Guess this doesn't end with liberating the kingdom capital. Deirdre is next. That prince really works his people hard, doesn't he? Or should I be calling him a king now?
Either one.
Whatever the title is, he'll always be Dimitri to me.
Yeah, that's fair. I mean, he's not your king. Though he is a king. So, respect. Well. Well. Oh yeah, Ferdinand, I've been looking for you.
I have been wondering something.
Okay.
If I had not been your student, where would I be right now? Who would I be?
That's a question.
Do you ever think about that sort of thing, Professor?
Like, what if I had allied with the Empire?
Ah, so you do think about such questions. You can never find answers, though, right?
See, that I just wanted to know, man.
We cannot turn back time, so there is no way to go back and try a different path.
Well, maybe you can, but I can't. And again, such an interesting comment. I like that. I like that. What's on the books for today? Silver Gauntlets Plus. Man, get out of here with that. And it seems in here. Oh, two of the people I want to speak to the most.
It was over 20 years ago. There was an illness raging across Ferdiad.
So you were alive.
Our people were dying left and right. It was Cornelia who saved the kingdom from that dreadful illness.
I can't imagine it.
Neither can I. By the time I was old enough to understand, that time had already passed. People praised Cornelia as a saint for ending the epidemic. But there came a day when she completely changed.
Oh!
Her behavior, mannerisms, likes, dislikes, everything.
She had to be in Agarthan then, and she just changed later.
Despite all that, Father still appointed her to a high post. After all, she had saved the kingdom from ruin by that disease. But above all, my stepmother trusted her. That's why what that woman said is... Never mind.
It's okay. I'm interested about that too.
Lord Rodrigue Fraldarius has passed on. Margrave Gautier has assumed his position and is now gathering the lords of the Eastern Territory.
Sylvain's father.
House Gautier is equal in prestige to House Fraldarius. Sylvain is a Gautier. These lords are reorganizing the Fargus army and eradicating any remaining factions that claim allegiance to the Empire. Of course, His Highness is being kept apprised with regular reports.
Oh, really?
But it falls to me to monitor him and ensure he does not try to take on too much.
True.
I would ask you to do the same. If you take your eyes off that man, even for a moment, he is liable to do something rash.
You're like, dude, what'd you just say, man? But yeah, I am aware. No worries. Speaking of Gautier, Sylvain?
What about Deirdre, the aquatic capital?
Yes!
I've heard it's a magnificent city, you know?
Yes!
If we're going, I wish it wasn't to wage war. It'd be more fun to visit with a cute girl on my arm.
Dadgum, I picked the right house. Maybe once the war is over.
You're right. That's something to look forward to.
You know, I don't mind him dreaming about that. It's no problem. No problem at all. He doesn't want to go in war times. You know, it's like he's still gonna put in work on the battlefield. So yeah, let him say a couple stuff. Whoa, 2 soldiers. Why you mention him?
If you travel east from the Alliance and cross Fodlan's Throat, you enter the land of Almyra.
Yes, I'm aware.
House Goneril's territory touches the eastern border of the Alliance.
Uh-huh.
They also have Lord Holst, the most valiant warrior in the Alliance.
Yo, I'm sick. I ain't even in the Golden Deer route.
Tasked with keeping watch over the Almyrans' movements, he rarely leaves Goneril territory.
Yep. Even though, you know, Claw's in Almyra right now, and darn it.
The Alliance leader is too demanding, and the prince is too soft-hearted. Don't you think?
You know, I'm about sick. After one of you said what y'all said about Claude trying to doubt me.
They spilled much of each other's blood at Grandeur. I lost a lot of friends to the Alliance.
No, you didn't. No, you didn't. Not a single Alliance member attacked us, darn it.
Sorry, I shouldn't complain. I know this is tactically sound. Everyone seems on board with it, but I'd be lying if I said I didn't have any misgivings.
Okay, taking into the seriousness of it for a second, though, that is fair. In theory, if the battle went like it was supposed. Though, you know, my only thing is that with that battle, the king Dimitri made it so where I had to attack him, right? Like I tried going to the Empire, and Dimitri didn't give me a turn. Claude just sat there and waited. That gave me well enough time to move so far out of his range and for them not to attack us. In fact, yeah, the only person we attacked was Claude, and he didn't even fire a single shot off at us, so it's like, it's hard for me to hear that, you know?
Professor, it'll take a little while yet for the capital to be restored to its former glory, but it's not dead yet. Doesn't matter how many times you put the people of Ferdiad down. They'll get right back up again.
Oh, really?
Just you watch. Before long, things will be back to how they were.
Are you from there? Oh, you're a merchant, so yeah, I guess that makes sense. Raph? Oh, who are you talking?
We're gonna go help Claude? I haven't seen him in forever. Wonder how he's been.
You haven't?
I chose this side because I believe in you, Professor. But it's not like I got anything against Claude.
Yeah. What was he like? What was he like? Were you close?
Of course! Claude was the kind of person who would be instantly friends with anyone.
Yeah?
I got no clue what'll happen to the Alliance, but I sure hope Claude doesn't die.
Don't speak it, Raph. Don't speak it, man. I do wonder if, or feel like it would be cool if there was some feature that knew which routes you played and therefore, well, I don't know. Maybe that's asking too much. Casper?
Didn't they used to call Claude the Master Tactician?
No, they called him a schemer.
I want a nickname too.
No, you don't.
Maybe I'll get one if I can rescue him at Deirdre.
Uh-huh.
I'll come up with a plan that's even better than his and earn a nickname for sure.
Uh-huh. Alright, Casper. You do you, man. Marianne?
I'm glad Dimitri and Claude don't have to fight one another.
Well, they already did, but I see your meaning.
I am the daughter of an Alliance lord, though. So I suppose that goes without saying.
More than that.
Having to fight with your former classmates is just so terribly sad.
Wait, did you say...
I am the daughter of
Okay.
having to...
I was mistaken for a second. Now they're mentioning Claude. What happened right after we fought him? Ash?
The very same night we liberated the capital, a messenger arrived from Deirdre. Claude must have predicted that we'd retake it.
You think?
Claude's a hard person to read. It's obvious not much escapes his eye, though. Kind of unsettling, honestly.
Y'all making him out to be this, like, legendary tactician. Alright, he's just Claude. He's just Claude. And he can be surprised too. Best believe that. He and I. Let's not forget what happened when we first met Balthus.
Just a good, solid, all-purpose moniker, you know?
There you go, Clyde!
Right, except there's only one Claude
Ah,
enrolled
shoot.
at the academy this year. Looks like that's you.
Ah, shoot, now we got it.
How do you even know that?
Seriously!
Ah, you just gave yourself away.
Oh.
My luck's finally taking a turn for the good.
I have no clue what this guy's going on about, but it looks like a fight's in order. And it's pretty much all my fault.
What? Well, I mean, yeah. Both Claude and I fell for that old trick in the book. So yeah, he's just Claude. You don't have to worry.
So war finally comes to the Alliance territories. I don't mean that there's never been fighting on Alliance soil, of course.
True, but
there have been countless skirmishes between neighboring lords, as well as conflicts with Almyra. But this is an invasion by an army of the Empire. It's a whole different animal.
Like, we didn't even run into this in the Golden Deer.
I don't want to see my family get dragged into this. I hope we can drive back the Empire.
Yeah, that's fair. You kind of wonder what the king... Well, the Alliance really has been lucky if you think about it. Like, they didn't have to worry about their families. Like, once we moved out, we knew our families were behind, or their families were behind them. Until Nemesis showed up and then they're like, whoa, whoa, what the heck?
Claude. Which one was he again?
Bernie!
Oh, right. Yeah, of course I remember him. It's just, I can't picture his face. Don't remember what he looks like. I'm not sure if I ever knew.
This is so interesting. You know, I will say though, well, I do regret not getting Petra now. Why? Well, because like I said before, first off, I already took out Petra once. If I can't get her now, well, part of me feels like, what's the point? She'll come... We're going to the Empire much later than I anticipated. And... So by that point, it's like, if Petra does show up, I'll barely be able to do anything with her. It's almost like the Empire is the last place we're going to end up with, or at. And unlike Hilda, where her role in the story, I can pretty much predict Hilda's going to be in this battle. I'm pretty sure, and I'm going to try to protect her. But Petra, I already know what her role is going to be, so I feel like it was redundant just having her here just to appease people. Because like, if she dies again, which now I'm starting to feel like that is going to be the case, I'm not going to have reaction. Just going to be like, oh, well, okay. I mean, the one I really wanted Petra in was the Golden Deer, where she had a rank with the actual Lord, you know? But seeing everybody's... So I was trying to lead up to something. Basically, I got a comment that said that... Oh, not a comment. There was a comment from my admin who had read a comment from somebody who said that they thought Dimitri had the most impact on the story. At first, I was wondering, like, why? But now, if we actually do get to rescue Claude... Like, one, we didn't even go to the Alliance. We didn't even fight at the Alliance with the Golden Deer themselves. But if we go there with the Kingdom, we save Claude, and then we go to the Empire, and Dimitri actually, like, reconciles with Edelgard? Well, then, how can I argue? How can I possibly argue? Yeah, the light shining behind me, it's that same kind of feeling. Dimitri would have definitely made up for... Okay, I'm gonna be honest, if he does that, then I'm gonna be... Edelgard better be like the best daggum character in the world to beat him. Well, no. Okay, let me rephrase. Clearly, some people can hate Dimitri. I can clearly see reasons for that because of the way he acted and how he was revenge crazed. Some people might not feel motivated by this whole ordeal at all. That's perfectly understandable. But, still, in my opinion, I just want something of this class with Edelgard. And she has, they're setting some things up. Especially if her mom was trying to save her from a horrible fate with the Agarthans.
I went to visit my adoptive father at his home in the capital. He used to grovel at Cornelia's feet when the city was under her control.
Oh, really?
But after it was liberated, he started courting the kingdom instead.
Yeah, he ain't worth anything in my opinion, Mercedes. Yeah.
It's hopeless. I suppose when you're a merchant, that's all you know.
That's fair.
No matter what becomes of the world, it'll always be plagued by people like him.
Annette?
Deirdre, huh? I've always wanted to go there. In Fargus, most of the towns are pretty much glorified fortresses.
That's fair.
So, to hear about a place called the Aquatic Capital, it just sounds so elegant.
And that is why Annette is my favorite out of the 3 girls of the Blue of the Blue Lions.
When the war's over, I hope I can visit with everyone there.
Well, that's a... If it does turn out the case that Dimitri does join everybody up, then I am certainly glad that I recruited as many people as I did. I just wish I had Petra, because honestly, out of all the Black Eagles, she feels like she doesn't belong. But it seems like the only reason Petra... Like... Well, anyways. Well, her rank with Claude, to me, screams volumes.
Claude, eh? He always was sharp among his peers.
You don't say.
Never let himself get caught up in conventions. He wasn't typical in Fodlan.
Yeah?
I'd like to save him if we can.
Well, Shamir! We'll make it in time.
I know. And I'm sure he's already calculated exactly when that will be.
Yo, y'all making him seem like a master tactic. Well, I mean, he is smart, but come on now. He doesn't have things down to that much of a science.
A hungry hero is no better than a well-fed soldier. Do you know that saying? No? That's because I just made it up.
Yeah, I'm actually wondering about that.
If you're hungry, you're never going to be at full strength. Keep your belly full and stay strong.
But that's not what you said, was it? Hungry heroes know better than... Oh. Wait, there's no... Yeah. What? What? Did that not make sense to everybody else? I know what she was trying to say.
A hungry hero is no better than a well-fed soldier. Do you know that saying? No? That's because I just made it up. If you're hungry...
I don't think that's how she wanted to say that. Could just be me. I might be missing something, but okay. And I did it in a roundabout way, so I almost missed one of the most important people here.
Professor?
Gatekeeper.
Greetings, Professor. Nothing to report. Deirdre is known as the Aquatic Capital. It's a beautiful town with streets that seem to float on the water. And
Yeah.
an impressive harbor. In times of peace, it would be a wonderful place for a holiday. Anyway, best of luck in the next battle.
I appreciate that. And finally.
Hey you, listen up. I've got something to report.
Alright.
I hear Deirdre is our next objective. Small world.
What?
It's actually where I grew up. It's a great place.
You were Alliance-based? All this time? I didn't know that. Huh. That is a small world. What are the odds? Balthus?
It's happened. The Alliance is now little more than a battlefield.
Yeah.
I guess that was inevitable. So far, Albrecht territory has remained unscathed, but that won't last forever.
Oh no, don't worry, they won't get that far. Yeah.
When I see that Arundel guy, I'm gonna knock him flat. We're short on time, but we have to go in prepared. If we lose this, we lose everything. The stakes are too damn high.
Don't worry. I will go in guns a-blazing. And yeah, I'm definitely doing Leonie's Paralog now. She needs her weapon. She needs to be at full power. Because I'm not holding anything back if their lives are on the line. We shall see.
Professor!
You love being by this spot, don't you, Constance?
I was most relieved to hear that no one at the School of Sorcery was harmed.
Hard to believe.
They are capable people who bear Fodlan's future on their shoulders. We can afford to lose none of them.
Yeah?
Yes, the future of magic is bright. Though it would be brighter if my own house's future was guaranteed.
Give it time, Constance. Give it time.
The Alliance is next on our agenda, yes? Watch carefully for my dazzling spellcraft.
Yeah, I will. Rescues need to be on deck if they are in trouble. I will save them. I will.
The army runs you ragged, marches you from place to place, prodding you to fight. They promised me 3 meals a day. They'd have to give a lot more than that to get me to sign on.
Fair.
I'd rather starve down here than deal with that.
I don't blame you, honestly. I wouldn't want to join the army either. That's why when I talk, it's clearly from, well, it's not for me. And finally, you're you first.
So, the king who came back from hell, defeated the tyrant, and liberated the people. It's like something out of a poetic saga.
Yeah?
At least those in need will see it as such.
How do you see it?
It isn't like the poor need some lofty air basking in glory. What they need is someone who can ease their woes, keep them fed.
True.
Things like that. How they view such a king all depends on his ability to provide for them. All things considered, I imagine Dimitri will do a fine job at it.
I do too. And happy?
People have always fought, I guess. Bandits and nobles clashing over territory, things like that. So before the war, when folks talked about how peaceful everything was, I thought, what continent are you living on?
Huh. Yo, happy, that's a quote.
I get it now. A few isolated skirmishes here and there are nothing compared to a full-blown war. The one truly peaceful place I've known was the village where I grew up.
I'm surprised she didn't say anything about Cornelia. But alright. With that, we're done. We're done. Cornelia has been defeated, and we are moving on. So, that's still blocked though. Yeah, no. Well, of course Anselma is sus. Cornelia just said, possibly, she sold her out in the worst possible way. So, we're gonna see what happens with that, but right now, I gotta get every single resource at my disposal because I am going to assume Claude, Hilda, and possibly even Judith's lives are at stake here, as well as everybody else in the Alliance. So, I wonder if the other Golden Deer members would have been there. And that is why... If they would that change my opinion on things? Well, okay. Lysithea, Leonie, we're coming, alright? That just wasn't up for debate. After that... Apparently, Marianne, I saved her by accident because people said that she wasn't even going to be in this route, so... Or, I mean, she would just disappear after this. So, I'm glad I got her. Lawrence, I needed his staff, so he had to come. The other two people I would have left would be Raphael and Ignatz, and at that point, it's like, why not grab them too? So, well, just because I went to Maddening mode, but anyways, for now, this has been Blade. We took care of a big map, but we still got more stuff on the horizon. Thank you all so much for watching, as always, and I hope to see you all next time.